Okay.
Now we did 2 lessons yesterday. I didn't get a recording. Okay, for spelling and gummy bears. Put our phones down or put our electronics down, Mark. The second lesson was really short. Now we're in a new unit, Unit 7. The era of imperialism, 1800 to 1914. It says, imperialism is the act of extending rule over a foreign country or territory and or holding colonies. Sorry, I'm drinking some coffee. Making me burp. Load you up, Mark. Get your tape. Now we're going to put them both on this one. On your poking hand. And we're still getting over cold, aren't we? Alright. The era of imperialism was a time of great competition among many nations worldwide, and great damage for many colonized nations. For some people, imperialism meant expanding an empire and taking over new lands. For others, it meant losing their identity and resources to new rulers from a faraway place. How did imperialism work? Or, in many cases, not work at all? Okay, chapter 32, European imperialism. Why Europeans sought colonies and territories. European explorers sought gold, glory, and God. I think I remember that from previous lessons. First, spelling, then gummy bears. You're very quick with that today. Okay, the gold, glory, and God in their first voyages across the sea to the east and the Americas. In the era of imperialism, which began in the early 19th century, European nations sought to conquer and claim foreign lands. These lands were seen as resources for raw materials that European countries needed to industrialize. It was a time of great competition. If one country claimed land for a certain resource, like sugarcane or rubber, it could dominate the market and make all the profit. If it could find new markets in other lands to buy its own goods, the country would be even more powerful. If a European country was overpopulated, it could just ship off some of its citizens to colonies in Asia or Africa or wherever it was. Yeah, for spelling and gutters. Europeans were convinced that if they wanted to profit and be competitive in a growing world, imperialism was the way to go. Many countries fell to imperial rule in the 19th and part of the 20th centuries at the expense of people indigenous to the land. Just as the Mayans, Incas, Aztecs, Haudenosaunee, I don't know what that one is, and other indigenous people in the Americas suffered at the hands of foreign rulers, imperialism was destructive to many cultures. A side note. Meanwhile, in the U.S., missionaries... Yes, I already said that, Mark. M-I-S-S-I... No. Okay? M-I-S-S-I-O-N. No, we're not talking about that anymore. We already talked about that. Missionaries. M-I-S-S-I-O-N-A-R-I-E-S. A missionary is someone who goes on a mission to a foreign place to spread their religion. No. Meanwhile, in the U.S., I said no. Okay, we're not talking about that. I know, it's upsetting. Missionaries traveled west of the Mississippi River along the Oregon Trail. Their reports of the beautiful land of the West encouraged others to follow. They believed that American expansion to the Pacific coast was part of manifest destiny. M-A-N-I-F-E-S-T, destiny, D-E-S-T-I-N-Y. That's the idea that the U.S. was chosen by God to spread across the continent, and that the expansion of the U.S. was the people's manifest, or obvious destiny. Okay, back to Europe. Britain establishes trade with India. In 1600, the British founded the East India Company, a joint stock company that established a monopoly on trade with India. British merchants set up trading posts throughout the country and took political and military control of those areas. The British bought spices, tea, cotton, and more from India in exchange for silver. The French and Dutch also traded with India, but eventually ceded their trade territories to Britain. This was the beginning of British colonization of India. Impacts, let me look where we are with, okay, actually I think we just went a little, we can already do some questions here. Let's do a couple questions real quick about the start of imperialism. Okay, would sugar cane or cake be considered a raw material? Deep breath. Okay. The question was, would sugar cane... No, we're not talking about that. Sugar cane or cake be a raw material? Be a raw material, Mark. He just wants to eat cake, I think. Okay, what's your answer? Yes. Then, go nice and easy. Yes, it. Move your eyes, move your eyes, move your eyes. Look for it, look for it. Look for it, look for it, look for it. Yes, then. Hey. You can do it. Keep going. Yes, then. Look again. Now. Go. If you go slow, you'll get right on it. It's really wound up today. SU, then. It's okay. Go slow. SU first is G. Now. Keep going. Come on, keep going. Okay, then. Keep going. Think about it. SUGA. SUGA. What are we spelling? R. Now. Look. First is. C. Then. Keep going. Hey. You were stimming too much on this. I'm going to put our metronome on. Because you're not focusing. You need to keep moving. I'm really seriously thinking about bringing out the other board. Okay. SUGAR, then. I can't remember if you got that. C, then. A, now. C, and then. Look. Move your eyes. E, good job. Sugar cane. Imperialism was driven by many forces, but the largest was the desire to make more and more blank. Fill in the blank. Look right next to that. Right next to it. And then go nice and slow. Keep going. Come on. Now. Keep going. And then go slow. Then look. Look. Keep going. You're doing great. MONE. Last letter is. Keep going. MONE. Why? Okay, good job. Money. Okay, let's read a little bit more. The impacts of colonization. Let's see if there's any questions at the end that might be. Okay, not yet. British colonialism greatly affected India. Processes were put in place to ensure Britain's continued rule. The British education system was introduced to India to help establish a new middle class of Indians who would assist the British and help solidify their policies. Indian exporters were forced to pay heavy taxes on the goods that they shipped to Britain, but Britain-made goods were allowed into India tax-free. Britain's monopoly enabled them to buy raw materials at much cheaper prices than Indian merchants could, effectively putting them out of business, and British laws, government, and business practices took precedence over traditional Indian laws. Okay, the Opium War and its aftermath. The East India Company also traded with China. British merchants, hold on, oh, there's a period, okay. The East India Company also traded with China. British merchants wanted Chinese goods like silk, porcelain, and tea, but Chinese merchants were not interested in British goods. So British merchants had to pay in silver. Okay, so they were getting the silver from India and then giving the silver to the Chinese, I guess. By the 1840s, Britain was smuggling opium. O-P-I-U-M. It's a dangerously addictive drug grown in India, in exchange for tea, so they could increase profits. The Chinese government... Yeah, no, we're not talking about that now. Not right now. The Chinese government knew the huge dangers of opium and made it illegal to import. Chinese government official Lin Zhu, it's L-I-N, last name Z-E-X-U, wrote an open letter to Queen Victoria of England requesting that she stop the illegal trading. But the letter was ignored, and England's shipments of opium kept hitting China's shores. The Chinese were furious, and in 1839 they dumped about 20,000 chests of the drug into the sea, beginning the Opium War, 1839 to 1842. The Chinese blockaded the Canton, that's the name of a town, C-A-N-T-O-N. They blockaded the Canton trading area and forced traders to surrender their opium. The British responded with equal fury and powerful warships, destroying Chinese coastal and river ports and defeating the Chinese. In 1842, the Treaty of Nanjing, China was held responsible for the cost of the war and was forced to give 5 coastal ports, including Hong Kong, to the British trade. By 1843, British traders who lived there didn't have to follow Chinese laws. They had their own laws and a system called, holy guacamole, no, that's not what it is, called extraterritoriality. Extraterritoriality. I can't even pronounce that word. It's insane. That means being exempt or free from local laws. Extraterritoriality. Yes, Mark, later. The Chinese were forced to limit taxes on imported British goods. Stop. And had to hand over the territory of Hong Kong to the British. This was a lot of punishment for trying to protect their people, and the opium trade continued. Well, that sounds awful. Okay. If something is, listen up. If something is addictive, like opium, is it easy or difficult to stop using it? Let's do a short sentence, okay? I then, he now, IT, I then. I, it is, keep going. It is, try again. It is it easy or difficult to stop if it's addictive? It is, then, keep going, I said the letter. D, then, I, now, go slow, go slow, I said F, then, keep going, F, then, I, N, keep going, all the way up, D-I-F-F, C, that's it. Now, move your eyes all the way down. Move your eyes. Get your eyes on it first. Get your eyes on it first. You, that's right. Now, L, then, that's it. Look. Good job. It's difficult. Oh, although the British were instigators at the root of the conflict for the Opium War, the cost of the war fell on blank. C then, no, C then, H then, I now, and then, look, okay, that's right, China. China ended up paying for it. Well, I'm not sure if you know this one or not. I can think of some. Opium is very addictive. What is another addictive substance? It's kind of an open question. Something that's addictive. I'm trying to get some thoughts in my head. Okay. Okay, or then name something else that's addictive. Okay, A, then F, then F, okay, A, F, F. Something that's addictive. Okay, L, then LH. None of those go together. L, then. I'm going to start over. Okay, I think maybe I've got one thing that you're going for. A, L, then. A, L, up. C, then. Over. O, then. Up. H, then. Keep going, you're doing good. So now, last letter is, look for it, L. Okay, alcohol, right. Alcohol is addictive, good job. I did think of that. I was thinking sugar, tobacco, cigarettes, drugs, alcohol, perfect. Okay. Other European countries traded with China. Other European countries traded with the Chinese. The Chinese offered the Americans the same trading deal they had with the British. Soon, all of China's ports were teeming with traders, each setting up their spheres of influence. That's areas where their imperial powers had the exclusive trading rights or exclusive mining and railroad building privileges. The Chinese granted other nations these privileges in exchange for money. Britain, the U.S., France, Germany, Russia, and Japan took advantage of the deal. Because of these new policies, the ruling Qing dynasty was seen as weak and ineffective. In 1850, a group of rebels started the Taiping Rebellion, Taiping, calling for social reforms, giving land to peasants, and treating women as equals to men. The rebels seized Nanjing, killing many people and continuing their massacres for years. Foreign nations took advantage of the unrest to expand their presence in China. Eventually, the Europeans offered to help the Qing dynasty get things back in order. In 1864, Chinese forces recaptured Nanjing and ended the rebellion. Last paragraph. The Taiping Rebellion killed more than 20 million people. Wow, that's crazy. One of the deadliest armed conflicts in history. That's really crazy. The next year, the British and the French pressured China into giving them more trading power. In 1858, the importation of opium was decriminalized. China agreed